numerologist community, and welcome back to another episode of the Full and New Moon series that I do every other week with the lovely Kelly Fox. Hey, Kelly, how are you?
Hi, Rose. Good. How are you?
Good, thank you. I'm really excited about this one because we're talking about the final full moon of 2021. So I'm really excited to hear what this one has in store for us.
It's going to be a very, very busy moon.
Woo.
And because I know, just in time for the holidays.
Right?
And so, full moons are about intensity, but they're also about projection. So, sometimes they project behaviors back to us that we don't really own within ourselves. So we sort of put it on other people. So we can think about a full moon like a giant mirror in the sky. So we're looking at ourselves and it's hard to believe sometimes, with people's behavior. So having this full moon in Gemini is very much about communication. It's a very busy moon, multitasking, lots of things going on, just a lot of stuff happening. And so, Gemini, even though it is about communication, it's actually about leaving things undone as well, because, we're so distracted. It's a little bit like ADD, attention deficit disorder. It's like we're distracted, we're multitasking. It's the end of the year, we're busy. And we sort of move on to the next thing without realizing there needs to be some completion, or knowing but sort of hoping it'll just go away. So that's really what this full moon is about. And typically it's us, but as I said, we project onto other people with a full moon. So, other people might be irritating because there might also be a lot of gossip and chit chat, with the full moon in Gemini. So we need to be really careful that we're not part of that. I also see that this full moon in Gemini is forming a really nice trine to Jupiter. And Jupiter is a planet of expansion and luck and hope and optimism, and it's in Aquarius. So the end of the year, we're all looking forward to 2022 because there's a lot to look forward to. So there's a lot of hopeful optimism that's coming about with this full moon energy. And again, it's all about communication because it's in Gemini. But the really fascinating thing is that this full moon in Gemini is forming an unusual angle. It's called a quincunx, and it's a 150-degree angle, and it means karma or fate. And so this full moon is forming this quincunx 150-degree angle to the retrograde Venus. So Venus is a planet of love and money. It turns retrograde within a degree of this full moon. So what that means is, and by the way, and Venus is also turning retrograde conjuncting Pluto. I know this sounds like a lot of jargon, but it's really, according to astrologers, it's really big news, because Venus turning retrograde, Venus being the planet of love and money, is the planet that turns retrograde the least amount of times. So when Venus turns retrograde every 18 months, it's always newsworthy in the astrological world. This time it's turning retrograde right smack bang in the holiday season in Capricorn, a sign it doesn't care for. And it's also, Venus retrograde is also conjunct Pluto, which is about change and transformation, but not in a willing sort of way. It's sort of forced change that comes about in our closest relationships when it comes to love and when it comes to money as well. Now, if you are a cardinal sign, and that's Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, you might be affected more so by this full moon because of that unusually uncomfortable, let's say uncomfortable angle to Venus and Pluto. So in other words, there could, resolution can come about through communication, but doing it in a different way with Jupiter in Aquarius, because, Jupiter in Aquarius is about doing things in a different way, but feeling hopeful. Whereas with this quincunx to Venus and Pluto, it's sort of like I'm doing this because it feels very uncomfortable, and I'm sort of tiptoeing around issues and I'm not quite sure, and things could be in our closest relationships, there could be communication or things that need to be said from the past because anytime a planet's retrograde, we know it's an issue from the past that's reappearing. So in other words, you know, some of us might be dealing with some discomfort around prior relationship issues. But this brings an amazing opportunity for change because of the involvement of Pluto. So really, it's all about communication, regardless of what sign you are, because, you know, this annual full moon in Gemini is all about being able to speak up, but not being overly emotional about it. So we're able to join our head and our heart to get our message across, which leads us into the future and long-term future about, you know, letting go of the baggage that, you know, we all drag around. It's just a matter of varying degrees.
Absolutely. And I know there's a lot going on during this moon, but it just seemed like it's a pretty good one to end the year on. You know, there is a hope in there, and there's a lot to go off. So I hope that anybody watching this does really take advantage of the full moon to come, because next time we talk, Kelly, will be in 2022. Can you believe it?
No, I cannot.
Well, I look forward to seeing you then, and Happy New Year.
Thanks, Rose. You too. Happy New Year.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more readings and forecasts every single week. Head to the description now for your free numerology reading and to view our latest blogs.